Yes, nobody lives forever. I mean, it is always there that whether if we open a branch and tomorrow, for whatever reasons, the person cannot be involved in running, whether it's age, it's health, it's lack of interest, whether he finds another gold mine and he says, I don't want to care about this. So for us, the responsibility is that there are children enrolled who trusted the brand, and they should go on. I cannot afford to, in fact, close it down. If I close it down, I can forget about that city forever. I mean, nobody's going to ever trust me, or even first open a branch, secondly, send their children, because we opened it and a few years back they closed down, the children were left high and dry. So we cannot allow that. So, of course, the agreements tend to be longer than normal. That locks them into that, where the exit midway is pretty severe for them. And we tell them, when they look at the agreement, say, this exit clause is a bit harsh. I said, yes, if you do this at this time, they are harsh. If you do it properly, we end the academic session, you are the responsibility of children, you take the responsibility, you adjust them in other schools and preschools. That's okay, people understand businesses have to have a life cycle as well. But honestly, I would not like that to happen. So when the minute we hear from somebody that they cannot continue, and it's a simple reason was, as we mentioned, health, all that. Somebody might be migrating to Canada, getting migration, and said, I applied 5 years back and suddenly I got it. I'm like, I want to move, and my brother works there. So we have a complete database of old inquiries as well, and we try and sell it off. School gets transferred to another buyer, and this is something that we like to sell when I'm doing a franchisee. We say, if you start up a school on your own, tomorrow you want to exit, where are you going to find a buyer for that? It's not every person wants to start take away from issue. But for us, we have a whole database of inquiries from your city. So when we say, okay, fine, for a new school you have to invest 6 lakh rupees, but for 8 lakhs, I get you a ready-made school, I get you this many children, your break-even is covered, the property is there on lease, would you like to take it up? Why not? So so the person, he's invested 6 lakhs, he's been making money all along, and now he's got a profit out of selling that as well. So for whatever reason they want to discontinue, whether they're not happy with us or whatever, we say fine, we'll find you a buyer. And there have been instances where recently a branch was sold. He had invested 5 lakh rupees. Within 3 years, he sold it for 42 lakh rupees. And he didn't want to exit as such. So with that 42 lakhs, he opened 3 more SHEMROCks, and he bought a little flat for himself. And we're happy to, and give that as an example. See, that's what happened. Somebody came in 42 lakhs because that branch had 180 children on rolls, which was giving a good profit margin for them. So he said, fine, you want to take it, you take it. With that money, I'll go and open 3 SHEMROCks in new areas, and I'll build the brand from bottom up in that new area. That's what normally we plan for. Because again, starting or running a school is not necessarily where, as I said, a huge business where there's like the family takes over and all. There's a grooming of the next generation. It's not like that. It's an entrepreneurial small business. So children may or may not decide to be a part of this. In certain cases, they have chosen to do that. And since a lot of our system is documented in the franchisees not involved in a day-to-day basis, there's a headmistress who runs the school actually. His job is just to monitor. Sometimes what to do is, the children are interested, okay, let me open another branch for him or her. And by the time I feel my age is, I'll hand over this branch as well to my son as well. So that's a common thing that we've seen, that it's not that two people managing a single branch. That's not, I don't see too much of an overlap. I've never seen an overlap happen where in a single branch there's a mother-in-law and daughter-in-law and son, and 4 people involved in the school. A little nursery school is basically a 4-bedroom apartment typical kind of structure. That's too many people in one building managing too few people. So normally you have one person managing one preschool, and if they say my son is interested or my wife also is interested, we'll open a second preschool for one. That my wife runs that, I run this one. They're very clear with that as well. So that's how normally we've seen it. But I think maybe because it's not been too long a period that we've seen too many of these issues happen. Of course, succession has happened at my level, where my parents started this 20 years ago, started as a small venture. I took it over, grown it into a bigger venture, grown multiple times, started the 10+2 segment as well. So of course that succession was smooth. They're still involved. They're there as mentors. They spend a few hours every day and then go back by afternoon. They go home and rest. So that has taken place gradually.